All right. Do we got sound now? I just went back to old school. About to find out, I guess.
Yep, everything sounds good now.
I just went back to the phone. All right,
Yeah,
let's see if we can find Dirty. Sorry, man. I,
that's okay,
I have
dude.
no
That's
idea.
that's what this is. Is we were trying to figure things out, right?
It was working good for 2 hours yesterday, and now suddenly the sound quits.
It's me.
Um,
Me.
it's we got to earn every inch, man. Nothing's given, right? We always end up having to. Doing good, Jay Davis. Doing good. We are in the middle of a Again Project show interview, and the sound went out. So
There
now
we
we
go.
are trying to get everybody back in the room that was involved, and this one might just have to get dropped in two installments, unfortunately. I was hoping not to do that because I didn't want Dirty's interview to be in two different places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do an interview if I don't have any sound.
Yeah. A little hard.
Hey, it's all right. You know what though? I think we've tried to do this. I think I've tried to do this like two or three different times, and each time something happens.
Heard that.
It's just the powers above. It's Ezra. Ezra's out there. Ezra's out there like, no, what are you guys doing with Dirty?
Well, the
No, I'm
good
just
news
playing.
is if we don't have TikTok studios rolling, then people actually see that we're on. So that's good. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. The audio quit
Right.
on me, and I changed mics and everything, and it still wouldn't come on. TikTok, the studio version though was kind of frozen. Some of the buttons when I hit on them, they didn't even work. So I think that's what it was. I think TikTok Studios just freaked out.
Yeah.
So Dirty, my apologies, man. I'm very sorry that
Right.
happened.
Maybe it's freaking out.
I'm
No
hoping we can
worries.
pick up where you
No
left
worries.
off. Um, you were
It kept
telling
it
us,
interesting.
yeah, you were telling us kind of your story and how you've gotten to where you are, and some of the things that you've been through. And it's unfortunate that the sound was messing up during that. So, if you could, man, just take us from where you were at, and
Yeah.
we'll go from there.
All right. Good. All right. So anyway, uh, I've been tattooing for quite a long time. I tattooed there for about 18, 20 years. Once I got out, I followed it along with being in, and then got out. A few years back, I just kind of like fell out of it. Got tired of dealing with the blood pathogens and the licenses and different things, and I still do them every now and then. Mostly on my wife. She likes to indulge in a little bit of pain every now and then, and that's her choice there. I don't like them myself. The damn things hurt. I have a piece right here that didn't get done, and I had four guys holding me down to the bed, and I was not having it. Mm-mm. It hurt. But
Heard that.
anyway, so yeah. But so anyway, I got out of the tattooing. I do still have a lot of equipment for it. I do see my boy on here, Crave. He's getting ready to get into that stuff, which is good. That guy has phenomenal, cursive and stuff. He's gonna do great. But anyway, so I picked up the airbrushes, and I got a couple pieces here that I'll show you guys. This is when I had first started here. These ones here are one of my first ones when Eric picked me up, and they are hideous. They are probably going to look completely black. This is not too bad, huh?
Hmm.
Let me try to adjust this light here so we don't get like a whole bunch of glare. See, this, believe it or not, was done probably here on TikTok about 2 years ago, if not a little bit longer. as well as this one here. And this was the same picture. I tried to do the same picture multiple times. And this is my wife. This was her graduation picture. In which, as you can see, I'm gonna have to do it again. Because I've gotten a little bit better. Just a little bit. Earlier, somebody earlier, I was in a live earlier and they were like, "Oh, do you airbrush?" And I was like, "Yeah, just a little bit. Still learning." So this is still learning. This is one of my first colors that I've done. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was really impressed with how my roses came out. I liked them.
They look great.
But my colors were just off. Yeah, the flowers came out really good, and it really surprised me there too, because I don't really do flowers, and those were a complete freehand. I just like scribbled them in there and was like, "Oh, I'll put a flower here," kind of like how I did on Chad's.
Chad's is amazing, man. Chad's is super dope.
Thank you. So this one here is another one of the first ones. This is my son. He loves his mohawk. He will not let us cut it off. When it comes to trim that thing, he's like, "Don't you cut it." He loves his mohawk.
That's awesome.
So these other ones here, I'm going to let you look at for a minute. I'm going to move you a little closer. So this one here, Chuck Franklin got. I need to get it shipped off to him.
The old Chevy?
This Chevy right here was in part of Aaron Hammond's around Christmas time.
Right on.
This is that Chevy that I painted for Chuck.
That's sharp, man.
And this is one of my first vehicles I've done. This one here I actually tried on. The very first one I still have over here that wasn't sure if I could even do a vehicle. I can show you real quick. It's right here. I wasn't even sure if I could do a vehicle. And, I was just playing around. And, I didn't tape nothing off or anything. So you got a lot of overspray. And this was just free. I just playing. Nice. And, but that one there, I tried. I did try.
That's very cool, man. Very cool. You were saying that Eric told you to turn down your gun a little bit, and that helped you out.
Oh yes. That was probably one of the best tips that Eric told me that Eric had given me, and this is one of the ones that I actually found that out on. Eric, because in the very beginning he kept asking, he's like, "Man, you're getting so much overspray, and it's coming out so dark." Hence them first ones I showed you there. And he's like, "I think you need to turn your air down." And so I did. I started cranking it down, and me not knowing what I was doing, not having a clue what I was doing, at all. You guys, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I just grabbed the airbrush. I had it hooked up to my air tank out there. In the very, very beginning, when I very first used my airbrush, I had it hooked up to just the air tank. And granted, I'm running 160 psi out of my big air tank out there. I don't know how that airbrush didn't explode in my hand. Because I just had it hooked right to the tank. I didn't know what I was doing. And but then my dad came by and he was like, "Hey, you need a regulator." And so I added a regulator into my line, and that made things better. I don't know why I didn't think, turn the air down more, but I was running at 40 psi all the time. I have a trunk It's in my post. It's quite a ways down there. It's a Harley Davidson trunk that I actually painted, and I did every bit of that with 40 psi. And today, knowing what I know now, I don't know how I did that. Like I don't know how I painted that. You know, it really made a difference. You know, and this piece here was one of the first ones when Eric got me to turn my PSI down.
That's amazing.
In which this will be going to Chuck Franklin too. Thank you. And Chuck actually won this one. He won this in a art giveaway that I was doing over on Favorited, and he won that one. And hopefully here soon we'll be getting those out to him.
I have a piece of your art as well, Dirty. I'm going to shrink you down for just a minute.
You do?
Yes. Only because I would like to show this piece right here. So y'all forgive the subject matter, but he did an amazing job. It isn't his fault what I look like. Tell us about this one, though, Dirty. Did you have it turned up? Did you have it turned down?
That one there, I had it turned down. I was doing pretty good. I was starting to get pretty good with the black and whites there from learning from Eric. And on that one there, I believe that was when one of my first pieces with color. I decided to lay that flag in the background there. And what I did was I actually taped that whole canvas off, and then I cut out a round again, and every bit of that flag was cut out. I taped every bit of that off and cut them little stars out and everything, and it was quite a bit of work. It was fun though. It was really fun. I still like the way that flag came out. I love the ripples.
That flag
the portrait, I don't know, man. It still needs help.
So you did it.
Yeah, the flag came out great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's not your fault.
But yeah, on that one there,
man. I mean,
right? Yeah, and that one there I made for you. I just wanted to paint you something. You know, I know it was early on when I painted. Like your wall wasn't nowhere near as full as what it is now when I first painted that, but it sat around here for a year or so before I mailed it off to you. It was collecting dust, you know, and I like its new home. It looks good over there. You know, but I just want to do something for you. You know, you and Chad they both always doing things for everybody, and I see everybody, you know, just loving it and no one ever giving back. And so I was like, you know, I'm gonna hit him up with something, and so I blasted. I didn't even tell him I was gonna do it. I just went into his profiles. And thank you guys, and took a screenshot of something and started going at it, and that's what he got. I think it came out pretty good though. Not bad.
I love it, man. It's got the moon version of the Drive-By Truckers logo too, which I think is dope. The DBT hat that I wear, it's a band. That's a band, Drive-By Truckers. And then the one with the moon on it is like a newer version of their thing. So I dig it, man. But so Dirty, I want to revisit because my mic wouldn't work, man, and I wanted to say a couple words about the experiences that you've been through. I know we're kind of going backwards, but I want to make sure that it's in the same tape, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? This will be in two different segments now. So if you don't mind, man, I just wanted to revisit that a little bit. For the copy, he went out to a rave with some friends of his. They had actually saved up to go to this event. He drew the short straw. He was the driver. On the way home from the event, he fell asleep. There was an accident. His best friend was killed. Several of his other friends were severely injured. Dirty here was severely injured, was in a coma, ended up with a metal leg. had to learn to walk, talk, had to learn all kinds of stuff again. And then when he got kind of healed up somewhat, he went to prison for a decade. And I can't imagine the trauma that is. I understand that actions have consequences. I get that. But you know, I just want to say that could have very well been me at 18 years old. I was just fortunate. I put myself in similar situation many times, and I guess we just got lucky. So, at any rate, I just wanted to say that I have a lot of respect for you for kind of telling your story and sharing that with folks. It's truly nobody's damn business on one hand, but on the other hand, my view on it is this, folks. I believe that this show is actually built for folks like Dirty. Because my observation of Dirty has been the dude has been nothing but kind and helpful the entire year that I've seen him around on this platform. In fact, when we were over on Favorited trying to figure things out, Dirty came over there and helped us out. So Dirty has been an amazing part of this community. I don't think Dirty gets nearly enough credit for the work that he puts in for other people, helping other folks out. And there's a lot of people that could have gone through his experiences and ended up bitter and hateful and just mean and spiteful and all of that. And instead, Dirty has found a way. Now, folks, let me tell you something. Dirty ain't no joke. Dirty been through some things. You don't want to roll up in Dirty space and start talking a bunch of shit. You might get cracked. Right? And on that level, Dirty and I agree.
That's
Like,
a guaranteed.
That's how it was back in the day, right?
That's a guarantee.
So I also have
That's
a lot
right.
of respect for your approach, Dirty, because for different reasons. But I think Ash is in it. We're all learning as we age a little bit that maybe there's a better way to do things sometime than just, you know, trying to knock a tooth out. but
yes.
specifically for your journey, you've been in a setting and for different reasons and different settings, but I've also been in the settings where violence is rewarded. And to a large degree, that's the society we live in. Violence is rewarded. So I take my hat off to you for that reason too, because you are fully capable of doing some damage, let's say. On the other hand, you make the choice to try to be kind and compassionate and thoughtful. And even your strategy, man, you live kind of in a rural area. It's you and your wife and your kids, and you low key stay away from other people because you don't want drama, because the system we live in, if something happens, then that's three.
Yep.
And that's a life stint. And that's serious business.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to take my hat off to you for just a second, man. For being someone who is out there trying to make it happen. Even though the system that we have is so screwed up that, you know, a slip up could put you in a situation where you're doing life. So I just wanted to acknowledge, man, that you do what you do with pressures on you that most folks don't have. And I have a lot of respect for the way that you move because of that, my brother. I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to be respectful in any way, shape, and form. You know, that's I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. You know what I mean? And
I see it, man. I feel it. You've
so
been
that's
so kind
that's
to
what
me.
I do. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank
yes,
you.
sir.
And that's likewise.
So here's the thing, man.
You've been awesome to me.
You're one of those cats, though, that like the art world needs you, man. And here's why. Because you can be a bright, shining star for the art world. Like, art has changed your life. Literally, art has redirected some things here. And you are willing to bring that to other people. You're willing to share your talent and your understanding and your expertise. And that doesn't always happen.
Yes.
Everybody doesn't take that approach. So I think you're incredibly important to the art community. And I think people like you, and what I mean by that is people that have been through the system like you have, deserve the opportunity to build a life and have every right to be able to do business and be treated fairly and all of those things. Now, you are also indigenous to your area, are you not? And I want to get this right too, man.
Yes, I am.
You are a member of the Pitch River Nation. Your tribal band is the Ajumawai. Did I get close?
Ajumawi.
Ajumawi, or Ajumawi.
Ajumawi, yep.
So you are you live in the area that you are literally native to, if I understand correctly, out in the mountains.
Yes.
there. And so
Yep.
I'm going to make this argument, and you and I did not have this conversation, and I hope I'm not out of pocket here. But because you've had to go through the system, so to speak, and because you are born indigenous, they didn't have to give you a couple strikes for you to already have a couple strikes against you, if you feel what I'm saying here.
Mm-hmm.
And art is an equalizer. Art is a way to level the field, right? So my argument is that guys like you are really needed in the art community, because you're motivated, right? And you are
Yes.
you have the potential that your life, the life of your wife and your kids, could literally improve by selling art on a social media platform. Like, the modern world that we live in is
That's what I'm
built
hoping.
for somebody like you to be able to build a career in it.
That's what we're hoping for, yes.
So I would hope that folks out there would join me, and part of the reason for doing this is so that we have the copy of this. But I would hope that folks out there would join me in supporting people like Dirty, who have been nothing but supportive to me and Chad and Ash and those of us in the art community. I've seen this man do work for a variety of causes. And this particular platform that we're on and this particular circumstances means that someone like Dirty could actually have an art career now where you might not have been able to before.
Vroom.
And today is the day, Dirty, that we just gonna have to overcome some things, brother.
Right.
So Dirty, how do we get how would people get in touch with you if someone wanted to order art from you, or do you do commission pieces?
I do all commission pieces, anything you could want, as far as portraits, and beyond. Like, I mean, I can change things around and make it a completely different. Like this picture right here behind me, I'll use as an example. This piece here, I've never done like really mountain scenes or anything. The first one was on that pickup one back there, that I showed you a second ago, Chuck. All right, now this piece here, the background is actually their pickup. They have a Dodge pickup sitting back here, and they have like an old barn or something, but you can't see like the whole structure of the barn. You know what I mean? You only see like the boards and like an old chunk of a backhoe or something. It's not really a pretty picture, you know, and so here I've taken the image of both of them and I placed all these mountains behind them. Not only that, I also got carried away with it, and I started doing the sides too. So, like you can see,
Right on.
all the way around is painted. But I do a lot of different things. I can do fantasy art, fan art, basically anything. I also, like I mentioned before, I have a Harley trunk out there. I can do helmets. I can do Harley parts. I can do automotive stuff. I have an automotive shop. I am an automotive technician by trade. I went to school for that for many years. Um, I have a full auto shop out there. I can tear your car apart and rebuild it. You guys want to start a chop shop? Let's go. We can do pretty much whatever.
Heard that.
Especially
Don't
with
you
a
have
car.
a car that you're?
Cars, trucks, heavy equipment. I do.
Don't you have one that you're about
I
to
do.
restore?
I have a
You were
1965.
telling me.
I do again. I have a 1965 Chevy Fleetside. It was actually my uncle's pickup where there was kind of a funny story, but not so funny, kind of funny. I think it's funny. My uncle, rest in peace. He had gotten himself into a lot of trouble and he got sentenced to life in prison. I was probably like 2 years old or something. He did 27 and a half years and he got out. They kicked him out. By the time he got out, he was so old he couldn't move, couldn't do nothing, and I had a motorhome. I had this gigantic motorhome out here that ran good, everything worked in it, generators, the power, everything. It was great. And he just needed a home, and that pickup was sitting out here and he wanted his pickup and he wanted a home. And I was like, I'll give you that home for that pickup. Plus another running car so you have something to drive around. You could tow it behind that motorhome. And I did, and he did. And so I got that 65. I call it my Terminator because when I very first cleaned it out, cleaned all the stuff out, I found so many shells in that thing. I mean, that thing, it looked like a war zone. Just shells everywhere. I opened the glove box and they just come pouring out of there. And so it reminded me of the Transformer movie, so I call it my Transformer. But I'm going to restore that thing, and I plan on doing it here live. If TikTok stays going with us, we're going to be going here on TikTok. If it doesn't, we'll be over on Favorited. We're going to completely gut it out and sand it, prime it, paint it, and we're going to have a long haul with it.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Absolutely dig it.
I'm looking forward to that. Awesome.
In the short term,
Yeah,
I
me too.
understand that there's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I don't know what I was doing. I was agreeing or something. Go ahead.
You've got a website that you're putting together, and it's
Yes.
winairbrush.squarespace.com. So that's WINNAIRBRUSH.squarespace.com. So he's in the process of putting together the website.
Yep.
And that will be coming soon. And I hope you'll get that to me and Ash and Chad, and we'll get that out there. We'll mention it on the shows when that's fully up and running. If folks wanted to get in touch with you,
you guys would be the first to know. I'll also make a post about it.
Right on. Would DM direct messages through TikTok be the best way for folks to get in touch with you, for commissions or for work? Or
yes.
And
yeah,
and
especially if you're on here,
if
you're on TikTok,
like
that would be the best way.
Okay.
I do have a Cash App. It's let me see. What was that?
I was going to say, go ahead and hit us with that too, if you don't mind.
If I can find the thing.
Y'all, while he's looking for the Cash
Oh, yeah.
App, I'd like to point out that Rachel from Valena is in the chat. And if y'all are not familiar with Valena, if you've been catching my flow states, a lot of the times you've been hearing that off and on in the background. There you go, y'all. Get you a screenshot of that. Richard Wynn.
Yes, that's my
Cash
name.
App. So we can.
Have I
That's
never
how
told
you
you
can
guys that?
reach. Oh no! I
It's
was just
actually
reading
under
off
the
for
Dirty
for the folk.
530 airbrush. If you look, yeah, directly under that.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Go ahead again.
No, I was just gonna say, anybody that wanted to support, like, I would imagine that once you start rebuilding that truck, I've rebuilt a couple vehicles, and it is. Thank you, Moose. Thank you for that. It is not. If anybody could pin that, please pin. I don't know if it's possible to pin right now though, but that's a way to get in touch with Dirty. And a way to contribute if you wanted to kick in while he was building a truck. That'd probably be helpful. Also, Dirty, you've got some stuff that you're going to be sending out pretty soon here, don't you? Before too long. It was that going to Chuck, right? I think you have some stuff going to Chuck.
Yes, I have two pieces. Two pieces that are supposed to be going to Chuck.
So here's what we're gonna do, man. You sent me a piece, and the piece that you sent to me, you paid for it. So what I would like to do is let me pick up the tab to send those two pieces to Chuck to pay it forward. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that again.
All right, I'll just pay it. I'll pay it forward.
Like, there's a part of me.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot, man. I was just trying to get the ball rolling.
Thank you. No, I know. I know. There's a part of me that wants to say no, just because, like, me being myself and having my pride. I'm like, man, I got to get that on my own. Just like I did for you. I remember when I painted yours, you wanted to pick up the tab on it, and I told you no. And
you did,
but
you did. I'm hoping
times can change, and I gotta start letting people help me out when I need it.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying. I gotta start learning how to let people help me when I need it. Let's do it.
Right on, brother. Right on, brother. All right. Well, here's what I'm gonna do then. If with your permission, when you figure out what get your posted stuff and let me know, and ballpark. And I'll forward that to you. And I already knew that Chuck says in the chat that he'll pay it forward as well. But what I'm hoping is maybe we can start it like a pay it forward thing. I'll go first. And then we got shipping taken care of for the immediate future, right? If I send Chuck stuff and then Chuck is willing to send one after that at a later date, then that gets us another piece of art ready to go when you get it done. And maybe some folks might be willing to join us in that effort.
Can I pause you for a second? Just 1 second?
Yes, sir. Yes,
now,
sir.
there is a difference here with like with the commissions, all right?
Oh, yeah.
With commissions, I do half up front, and that way there I'm able to cover the shipping.
Right. Well, I was more referring to you've done some really kind things for folks. You've had to spend money out of your pocket trying to help people out and trying to get art to them and those kind of things. And I know that you do your own thing as well. I was just proposing that maybe for some of the stuff that you do pro bono, that maybe we could get kind of a pass it forward kind of thing going, and then it doesn't all come out of your end.
Right. All right. I get you again. I'm telling you,
But
man, that's just my pride. But I got you. We're good.
we cool. I don't want to
I'm with
I
you.
don't want to put you in an awkward situation either, man. I truly am trying to get a good thing started, not trying to make things uncomfortable for you. Right
Yes.
on,
No,
brother.
you're doing good.
All
You're doing
right.
good.
Well, I will get up with you in the next 24 hours and make that happen. Cool. And then that'll hopefully that'll start a trend.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. Maybe not, but maybe me and Chuck can get something started there. But not Ash Man. We don't want Ash
Yeah,
Man
maybe we can get
involved
something going.
because Ash Man's got enough going on. We don't want Ash Man involved in this too.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Poor guy. He's got enough going on, so we're not including Ashman. You're not allowed. This ain't your thing. Just kidding, Ash. Ash
right.
will just muck it all up.
I will. I will.
So Dirty,
He's like,
thanks for letting me revisit it. The conversation about your past in this particular episode. We're trying to work on the fly here and make sure we got the copy in the particular orders, if that makes sense. So we've got winairbrush.squarespace.com is a website that is in the process of being built. It's up. He's going to let you have access to that before too long. He also is restored.
Yes,
Man,
it
I
is
like
public
this.
right now.
See, I like.
I'm,
Go ahead.
it is public right now. I'm just not completely set up on it. I don't have my like, I don't know what you call it, like, you know, the part where you brag about yourself and tell you about yourself. I don't have that done, and I don't have my contacts on there yet. But I do have a lot of pictures on there. You guys can check it out. It is in the process, like Ken said. I am still working on it, and I'm dyslexic, so this stuff comes slow.
Heard that.
Yes,
Well,
Win Airbrush,
So
and it's at Squarespace. For right now, the Squarespace will
So-
change eventually.
if there are any digital artists out there that are willing to get up with them and give them a hand on that, I don't know if he even wants help or needs help, but I know we know some digital artists out there, and maybe y'all would make yourself available to him should he need it. That would be probably a cool thing to do as well. Anybody out there that falls within that category. We got a fellow artist, a fellow friend who is doing all this on his own, y'all. He's up in the mountains, pretty much on his own, trying to do his thing. So, I think that I think that we have an amazing community here, and that we can help in some of these areas to get things rolling. Because what I would really love to see is a full-on Dirty 530 art business, and your kids and your wife benefit. Yes, you were telling us earlier, you know, that you are fortunate in that your wife has a good job, and that, you know, you're able to spend more time with the kids because of that and all of that. But how dope would it be if this art community would get behind you, and then you're able to start you an art business full time, so to speak, from home. And
It would be lovely. It would be wonderful.
That's what we're shooting for long term, guys. We can't make it happen overnight, but that's the goal that we're shooting for. Is this year in 2025, by the end of the year, it'd be really amazing if our good friend here, Dirty 530, was well on his way with his website set up and his contacts set up and his email set up and everything that he needs to be able to do business from a rural area. We have some folks around that are kind of helpful in that. So please reach out to Dirty if you are so inclined, and this will be replayed. So hopefully
Yes, please.
that'll happen. Dirty, is there some kind of is there something that like particularly draws your attention art wise that you really enjoy painting, or does it kind of not matter?
It doesn't really matter. For me, it just I think it kind of depends on what kind of mood I'm in. You know, like a lot of times I'll just sit down and watch a movie, and I'll see something blow up, and I'll be like, "Oh, that was awesome! I want to paint that." You know, and I'll start at it. Like this piece here, for instance.
That is
This is my Wolverine and
That
Deadpool
is
piece.
so damn cool.
great.
Damn, dude.
Try to get to where you guys can
So
see
cool.
the whole
Hey,
thing.
Freak.
Oh my god.
There we go. So this is my Deadpool and Wolverine piece, and this one here, I actually didn't have a plan to do this, and I just barely see it in this movie. Like just this weekend, it's on YouTube right now. They haven't kicked it off yet, so I just barely got to see the movie, which it was awesome. But the Airbrushes in Motion crew, when we had that show running, we all went over to I believe it was in DC Coleman's live, and Eric asked me when I was going to send another one. It was one of these ones. Oh look, here it is. Eric asked me when I was going to send this to him to have Ryan Reynolds sign it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that, because it's not, like it's decent, but it's not where I'm at today. And so I was like, I'm gonna have to paint something else. And so I painted this one. And eventually here,
You
this is
got
gonna go
better.
down to Eric, and he's gonna do what he does with it. Yes, I got a little bit better, right? Just a little bit.
Quick too, man. Damn. I'm telling y'all, this guy had. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Remember,
like
Dirty 530.
just a couple of years.
I haven't seen that movie either, man, but I dig that piece. I have seen that one before, and it is absolutely amazing. Yo, the Grinch. See, Ashman's grinning on that one. That's right down Ashman's alley right there.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Love it.
Thank you.
Great job on the fur and everything.
Yeah, that fur is something.
Thank you.
man.
Yeah, this one here,
Love it.
it was Christmas time, man. Christmas time. Gotta go with the Grinch on Christmas time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And like I use the majority of these too are done with Wicked colors. I do use illustration when I have it. Right now I'm currently out of it. And we're gonna get some more eventually. But we have quite a
Is
bit
that
of
a
Wicked
type of-
left. So we've been using
Is
some
that a
Wicked
brand
colors.
name or something?
It's just a type of paint. Just a type of paint. When you go live again, do you go down to the gear and go to the bottom, turn all that crap off?
When I go live, do I go to the bottom and turn all that stuff off? I no, I
Yeah.
guess not.
Do you turn like for labeling? All right. Well, so this is Wicked colors. We're gonna find out right now again.
Oh,
Ezra might
I
have
know what
something
you're
to do.
talking about. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no,
This
I
is
didn't
Wicked
select
color.
that. I didn't select that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, Ezra might have something to do for us then, and then, which is fine because I do this all the time, and he, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is Wicked color. Wicked color is Createx's automotive colors. When you use it and you distill it with not distill it, when you reduce it, I reduce it with distilled water and just very little airbrush reducer, and I only put a little bit of airbrush reducer in there just to keep the bubbles down and to help break the pigments up. It doesn't take much. It only takes like 1 or 2 drops of reducer to like 1 or 2 drops of distilled water to 1 drop of this. You know,
Oh wow.
the thing about this here is like when we're doing our hair, this paint here does not like to scratch. Like a lot of the hair that I do a lot of scratching. I have a piece here I can show you that's a really good example of that.
Like when it's wet, you scratch it to make to give it that look, is what you mean, right?
Yes. You got to give all them little definitions. You know, like this hair. If you look at him, right, you can see that there's no scratching involved in here. No scratching. This is all just dagger strokes, just with the airbrush, just, you know, repetitive. All right, and then, but in order to get like the more realistic hair, like what we have here on the top of his head, all right, you see how there's like all them little tiny, like you can see the airbrush marks where I went, you know, and created the hair.
Yeah.
And then I come in with a razor blade and do a couple of scratches. If I don't scratch that within like the first 20 minutes with this paint, it's not going to scratch off. Like it will scratch off, but it's not going to scratch off where you want it. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
It's going to scratch off and it's going to leave stuff in there in certain spots. It's just not going to do what you want. So when you're using this stuff, you got to really be quick with it. You feel me? When you're running the illustrations, though, illustration paint is exactly what we're doing. This is illustration painting. Illustration paint. Illustration paint was formed so they made illustration paint so that anybody can use it. You know, you can use just your basic tap water out of your sink to reduce this paint illustration. You don't have to have a reducer, and this stuff comes out pretty thin anyway as it is. It's a really good paint for anybody that wants to get into it and learn. You know, but the illustration for me, I think is better when you're doing illustration paintings, you know, but the different transparencies you get are completely different too. Like let me see here. All right, so this one here, I believe this one here was done with the illustration red. All right, and then this one here is done with the wicked red. You see the difference with them sitting next to each other?
Oh yeah.
You see how this is so much brighter than this? And like even its brightest spots, it's not as bright as the illustration.
Gotcha.
This is wicked illustration. You know, and like you can scratch it now because I got it clear coated. It ain't gonna hurt it none. You know, unless you like really scratch into it, and you don't want to do that. But you know, you kind of can. This one already fell off my easel. They got into a fight one night, middle of the night too, and it jumped off.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know who won. They wouldn't tell me. It was like the Apollo Creed and the Rocky. You know, no one knows. Yeah. So then I like doing a little bit of horror every now and then. I was watching a really good movie from back in the day. Yep, that's who it is. Freddy. And then right along with Freddy, I couldn't do Freddy without doing the actor. So we have
That's
Robert
awesome,
Englund as
man.
well. And should anybody want, these are available. These ones here. And we can work out a price, whatever.
And what do you use for
I'm
a
not-
base? I mean, do you use canvas board
not
or
too-
illustration or?
What?
What do you use for base? Is it
For my base
illustration
coat?
board or is it canvas? What are you painting on?
Canvas. Just canvas.
Okay.
Just canvas. Yeah, and these are the hard boards. And then this one up here, I only have a few of these. I don't know what they're called. They're gallery wraps, I think they are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, stretch canvases.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing too. Like, with me, I never, I'm an institutional artist. I learned tattooing. My canvases were everywhere, running all over the place every day. I had canvases everywhere. And then when I started airbrushing, I was like, damn, I need something to paint on. And next thing I know, everything I have out in my shop started to get paint on it and different things, and I'm grabbing just chunks of metal and I'm just painting stuff,
Funny
And
how
that's
that
when
happens.
Eric came across me and he was like, man, he's all, yeah. Eric was like, you need to invest in some canvases. And I was like, what's that? And he was like, you don't know what a damn canvas is? I was like, no, but yeah, so after that, I found out about canvases. And so all this canvas stuff is all still new to me, too. And I do have a bottle of gesso back there, which I didn't have a clue what I was doing with in the beginning. But after painting Rick the Moose and his wife, I learned how to use the gesso very well. It works really good. You can really cover some stuff up.
Yeah, especially with
Yeah, like
airbrushing.
if you mess up, oh yeah, if you oops it and you're like, damn, I just ruined that, like you can really cover it up with some gesso.
Oh yeah.
Was it just to let you repaint it? You mean like you cover it with the
And then
gesso
continue
paint
on.
back
And I
over
have
it? Gotcha.
yeah. Like I've been thinking about doing it to this piece here because I don't like the nose. I don't like this whole face might end up just going white again because I don't like the nose. I feel like I took it up too high and it needs to be down here more. This nostril is way too much nostril. It should have been cut off. Instead of cutting it off way up here, I should have cut it off clear down here. And like there's just small stupid things that I look at that I don't like. And and she's all right, but I haven't done her hair yet, and her hair is kind of scaring me, but we'll get through it. We'll probably do it tomorrow. I might go live with it. I will go live with it if I start painting it, I will.
Right on.
I think that's
There's
what all
Thor.
artists do. They look at our stuff and then go, "Oh man, I got to redo that," and we could just keep redoing it forever if we
Right?
were given the opportunity.
Right. I agree. The artist is like one's own worst critic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool piece, man.
I figured Ash would like that one.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
I
all
love
messed
it.
up though, but
That's
he's
cool.
cool. He's happy with it. It didn't come out like I wanted. It was supposed to be Cheech. And I just couldn't get it. But it came out cool though.
I'm looking forward to your next Cheech. You'll eventually do one that's check that out.
Yes, the next one will be good.
Right, Chuck?
Yes, we are when we're
Who is
sending
that?
I believe this one is Jenna Ortega. This is one of my daughter's favorite singers. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's either Jenna Ortega or Jenna Ortiz, one of the two. And we got Loki.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
This one here, This is a local kid. He's out of Bernie, California. He is trying. He's doing really good at it, but he is becoming a country singer. He has a few CDs out. His name is Jared Hovis. One of his most popular songs is "Cheaper Than the Whiskey," and it's on the radio all the time. If you guys listen to the radio, you probably heard it.
Right on.
Great.
That's awesome, man. His name is Jared Hickam?
Jared Hovis.
Hovis. Gotcha.
Hovis. Hovis. Yeah. And he's here on TikTok. He's one of my friends, personally and here on TikTok. We grew up in the same area. And he actually seen me painting this when I did it, because I was doing it here on live, and his aunt Gigi came in and seen me painting this. Was like, "That's my nephew," and I was like, "Yeah, it is." And like, it wasn't even done. I only had like that much of it done, and she spotted it just off the eyebrows and the eyes, and I was like, "Yeah, it is." And I ended up painting him a couple times. We put him on a trash barrel too for the local county fair, and I don't remember. I think I got second place on that. The lady that beat me though, man, and she did some of these little, I don't know what they are, little cartoon things that have like, they're like a llama. They have a long neck and like little feathery kind of things, and but it doesn't have a beak. It's like a llama head, but they have feathers. And like, they were cute though, whatever it was, they like, she did it. She shot that. It came out clean. But it beat me though, and everybody was like, "No, they know we're gonna beat that." I was like, "Yeah, watch." I was like, some little old lady with a paintbrush. And sure enough, it was some little old lady with a paintbrush.
It's always a little old
like,
lady.
hey, but man, it was so cool though. Yeah, bro. Hey, and I had to go up to her though. I went up to her and shook her hand, and I told her, I was like, "That was a phenomenal piece. I love it." And because the way she did it, I was like, "Man, I don't think I can do that with an airbrush. I really don't." Just the way she did it. This is my daughter. She's 10 now. At the time of this picture, I believe she was either 8 or 9. And this was her baseball picture. She's got her baseball bat here. This cheek here, I know everybody's thinking like there's something wrong with that cheek over there. Something wrong over there. Why is that looking so big over there? Well, no, she ain't got a big old chaw in there. She got stung by a bee just before the photo shoot. So this whole side of her cheek got all swelled up and puffed up. Yeah, and like when I painted it, I was gonna try to eliminate that, but I couldn't get it to. It just wasn't working, and so I was like, no, I gotta do this because I gotta see that side of the face in the reference photo, And but it came out really good though. Her swollen cheek.
It adds to the story.
I got more on move these ones. Yeah. It was fun. It was a good day. Oh, I know there's going to be a lot of haters on this one.
Oh, God.
For the record, I don't like football at all. But there you guys go.
It looks like a skull to me.
49ers.
That's cool though, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's just a skull. Anybody familiar with Clint Eastwood?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a local, too.
Clint Eastwood is
Ashman's
a local
uncle.
as well. He lives here in well, he used to live here in this area. For real?
That's Ashman's uncle. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, absolutely true. 100%. 100%. Uh, Clint,
So Clint Eastwood, I seen him on the news and I took a picture of him.
Oh, nice.
Try and get it without the glare, but when you turn the photo, it makes it look weird.
very cool.
My daughter
man.
made me put this one up because she said he kept looking at her.
Look at all the detail on the eyebrows, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the hat. And the
Yeah.
hat, dude. I dig it.
Yeah, the eyebrows
dig it.
came on. And see, and that's what I was talking about, the scraping, the scratching. See, and those are scratched in there. I did that with a razor blade. Like I do little tiny dagger strokes, and you make what you want, and then you scratch it out with a razor blade. And some other tools too. I got a shish kebab stick here that I cut in half, and this is my dull end, and then I have another one that's it's a lot sharper than that one. But after I hit it with the razor blade, I'll take one of these and you go in there and start rubbing it. It just kind of makes it a little fatter in different spots, different textures. It just makes it look that much more real, I think. Hold on. So this one here, not many people know him, but I know I've actually came across quite a few here on TikTok that know who this is. This is Kent Push. And what he was is he was one of the last of my people that was caught by the cavalry. And his name, Kent Push, is also known as Captain Jack. We have a place up here that's called Captain Jack Stronghold, where him and all our other ancestors was running from the cavalry and had a big old war with them. And we were running around in the lava caves. There's a big place up here again. Like it's worth going and checking out. Well, maybe not for you so far over there, but like it's millions of popcorn caves. We got ice caves. You can go down and walk in through the ice caves and stuff, and a lot of different
I'd love to
things
check
here.
it out.
It's all volcanic, but he was one of the last ones,
I like
and
this
that was
guy.
one of my first times trying. That was my first time trying to write. It didn't come out very well.
All I gotta tell you is when you get to the Ben one, you made him ugly. He's fucking ugly.
You're supposed to be.
No, he's not ugly.
The mask.
I love it.
Yes, freak. Absolutely.
Yeah, Drew Carey.
I agree.
We need to do another one.
This one here came out pretty good, and this one's up for grabs as well. It's ready to go. If anybody's interested, DM me and we can discuss anything and everything. This one here, I don't think anybody would want. This is my cousin. He's no longer with us. He was executed by the police. They gunned him down in the middle of the street, and it was a very hard day. We were already at a funeral, and he had called us, and he said that he loved us and that this was it. And then it was all noise from there. It was a really bad day.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was Golden Glove boxer, but like he was untouchable. But life just didn't deal him the right cards. You know what I mean? Sometimes that happens.
Unfortunately, that's true. Yes. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this is Harley Quinn. I think this was a Halloween. I think this is no, this wasn't my Halloween because I did my nun for the Halloween. Oh, I don't have my nun. I gave my nun to my brother-in-law. He really liked it, so I gave it to him. You guys seen the Nun, right? The horror movie.
Oh
I painted that crazy lady. She was up there on my wall, but she's gone now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yen's like, nope, no, not me. That earring though.
Oh man,
The earring is one of my favorite parts on this one.
that's
Detail.
cool.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Those eyes too, man.
Yeah, great work on the eye.
Just for info, at the Bernie Mountain apartment,
Thank you.
37263 Superior Avenue, the road.
Yeah, the eyes. I've been putting a lot of work into my eyes. Like her eyes they're kind of like a hazel, but they're like almost gold. You know what I mean? And then there's some green in there, so I got a lot of green going on, and I got to back it out just a little bit with my electric eraser there, so I can come up with a little bit more yellow. Because you can't. After I went with the green, I can't see my yellow. It just brightened my green up. I need more yellow in there.
Nice.
Anybody
Riddick.
know what that one's off of?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is the Riddick. And the Riddick's up for grabs. I almost put him up on a giveaway over on Favorited not too long ago, but I ended up not doing it. If he doesn't go, I might do it yet. For those of you that are out there that are interested, when I do the giveaways over there, I do start out. There's like an opening bid where you got to start out with 5,000. Otherwise, it's not going to cover shipping at all. But I do let them bid. That's what I do. When I'll start painting something and I'll put one up, and then I'll start painting this over here, and and then like if they want to start bidding on it, they just start hitting, and then at the end of the live, whoever has the highest, then they win their painting.
Nice.
Over there, they like that
Right
kind of
on.
stuff. It makes it a little fun.
Oh, wow.
But over there, it's a little
That's
bit
cool.
different from here. And this one's up for grabs still too.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's going on?
Union.
Mhm.
Man, that's cool.
Nice.
Wow.
And this piece here actually started out, I was going to do black and white. And I don't know what happened. Something happened and it just went poof like that.
Something cool. Man.
Yeah.
But this stuff up here, was really hard to do. The little
Oh, yeah.
furry stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I think everybody should know who this is.
Yes, Mr. Muse and his lovely bride.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes, his lovely bride. And this piece right here, man, she has probably been one of the hardest paintings I have done yet. I had to gesso her over, like remember how I told you I don't know nothing about gesso. This is where I learned, was right here on this canvas. And I had to gesso her probably 4 different times. I would airbrush her out, and I even drew her out. And I was like, all right, it looks cool. and I started airbrushing, and I don't know what happened, man, but every time she came out looking like the guy on the dollar bill or the $100 or something, you know. And I was like, man, this is not working.
Benjamin Franklin.
I was like, no, you know, and I kept covering her up. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin. And I kept covering her up, and finally I got it, though. Yep. And no, it was
awesome.
worse, though. Again, it was more than just the forehead. It was like in here and the eyes, it looked just like Benjamin Franklin. And like 3 different times I couldn't get away from it. And but yeah, finally she came out. And then Rick, he came out good. And this piece here, what was that?
I just said stellar results afterwards, man. Just great.
Yeah, thank you. And this one here, her eyes came out really good.
Oh yeah.
Sure did. Very cool.
And this blue, there's blue throughout everything. Everything has a touch of blue on it, but this blue is fluorescent. So, my son has this fluorescent light hanging over here on the wall. It looks like a Saturn, you know, like a little planet from Saturn, and it lights up fluorescent. So, like at night, if this painting's sitting out, it all glows. Any fluorescent lights, it makes it lumen.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
Luminate.
I love it. I love it.
Whoa. Whoa, that's good.
So this one here is my first time. This is what I was talking about. Is my first time doing horses. I didn't. And you know what's crazy though? You want to know something that is off the wall, just crazy? I think it's like phenomenal. I think honestly, my 10-year-old daughter drew both of these out.
Wow.
Whoa. She's on
She
her way.
drew them on
her
this
way.
canvas, and she brought it to me and said, "Dad, can you paint this?"
All right.
Yeah, and
That's cool,
after
man.
that, I was like, all right, and she let me have free range on how they looked, you know. So I wanted to paint. I like paint horses. When I look at horses, I don't care if it's a bony horse. Don't even look good. You could have a beautiful racing horse stand next to it. I'll pick that paint there over that beautiful one,
Oh, yeah.
because I like the colors,
Yeah.
you know. And so that's what I did for her. I hooked her up.
That's awesome, man.
Wow.
That's a cool piece.
Thank you. I wish I would have done this part different. And like, there's something right here it just don't look right to me. There's something wrong there.
We're always
I
gonna
should have
find
looked in
something.
like some kind
Looks
of book
good.
or looked it up on Google.
It looks good, man. It looks good.
It's horrible. It's horrible. What was I thinking? No. So this one here I did on and offline. This one here took quite a while. It was a hard one to do. This was supposed to be another black and white. The picture that I did this actually, I think I still have my reference photo. Let me just show you so that so you know what I'm talking about here. All right, now, you know, like most artists, you know, we all know that we could take our reference photo and we can block it out, you know, make it black and white just off of our phone, right?
Hmm.
So this one here, I did not have to do that because this photo is originally a black and white photo. This is Hayden Deegan. I found it on the internet. All right, and I cropped him, you know, and that's what I went off of. And I didn't like after I finished the face and I had the helmet done, because I did the face in ink. I used black ink in the face, and I used paint on my helmet, and I used ink in here. Now in here, it still has ink. All right, if you look, even the blackest of the blacks of this ink isn't the same as that.
Oh yeah.
You see that? Even the
Yeah.
blacks,
Yeah.
blackest of the blacks in here is not as black as that. And I did that on purpose because this is a rubber piece that goes around the helmet here. This is that rubber guard. All right, so I wanted that a different shade than my blackest of my paint, and I wanted the helmet to look almost wet. So I used paint up there, ink down here, did him in ink, and then didn't like it, and then I whited him out, redrew it, repainted it in paints, and then I continued on from there. The background, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was going to put his number plate right here because his number is 38. I was going to put his number plate and maybe the crowd in the background because he had won this race. This was the first Supercross. This was the opening day of Supercross, and he had won that race. And so I wanted to, blast him all over the place, blast him up. But then I was like, yeah, I kind of got bored with it. It took so long, and I was like, no, I'm getting bored with it. I just need to put it up and get it done. So we flamed him out, and this is where I stopped. But I can tell you right now, this helmet was incredibly hard. If you look down here, I also have his gear shifter or his clutch cable. That would be his front brake because it's on his right hand. So he's got his front brake. He's got his bar coming down. He's got right here, you can see that it's a rental bar. Or, no, those aren't rentals. That's Pro Tapers. And then he's got his jersey on. His helmet was incredibly hard. We got the A in there. We got the A here. There's one in there. One there. And we got monsters. And I did... The color on this was pretty hard to get going. I ended up having to use a lot more yellow than what I had anticipated on. And then that A back here, this all-star thing here was incredibly hard to keep back here. And the reason why I say incredibly hard, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to show you though. All right, because for myself, it was a big deal. It was really a big deal because lettering like this is incredibly hard to do with an airbrush unless you're using tape. I did not use any tape at all on this canvas. This canvas here was done all freehand. I barely used my shields.
Nice.
Right on. Right on. Very cool piece, man.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why I didn't use any tape on this thing was, well, I was doing another piece, and this is one of them stretch canvases. All right, and I had taped it on there, and I was cutting, and I'm gonna tell you right now, those razor blades are sharp.
Yep.
They are sharp.
Right through a canvas.
And it will ruin that canvas in a second. Right through. Oh yeah. Like butter, just like your finger again. It's like right on through it. And
like when I stuck
yeah,
that chisel
so
through
when I do these stretch canvases, yep, just like that. When I use these stretch canvases, I don't like to use tape. So that one there, there are no tape. Same with that one there. There's no tape on there. I did draw things on there very loosely and very freely. It wasn't, I didn't draw it perfect when I drew it on there. I try to get it more perfect when I paint it, but I don't know. I don't like this whole section here. I don't like that nose. This nose just went too high. It should have been down here. Came around right about there. See?
You'll get it.
It would look better. Yeah, it'd be all right.
You'll get it.
But so For myself, you know, like I said, I've been airbrushing for 2 years, 2 months. Um, this is all new to me. And like we've been saying, I am trying. I have a website started. I've been trying from day one. Um, I also want to go further than just on social media and the internet or whatever. I'm also trying to open my own automotive shop here in town, but I only want to do painting. I don't want to do the mechanicking and this and that anymore. I just want to paint. You know, the painting is fun, and I could spend the whole day doing it, and it doesn't bother me a bit. So what a better job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, Dirty, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. I'm sorry that we had so many technical glitches, but I appreciate you being a professional and working through it with us.
Right. Hey, I'm used to it.
Man,
I got to deal with that stuff all the time. I don't know if it's still snowing out there or not.
No, it's not. I already
All right.
well, if you, man, my intention is to keep promoting you, keep trying to put your name out there, keep trying to put your content out there. So, y'all make sure you turn your notifications on here for Mr. Dirty 530. And man, I have so much respect for you.
I don't know,
and
Melissa.
how you
I
approach
don't
your
know if I
journey.
saved it or not. Let me check.
But
Go ahead again. I'm
I
listening.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I dig your work. I appreciate the way you treat people and how you move. And we'll be doing what we can over here to promote you, brother. So I really appreciate you coming on. I'm hoping that folks will kind of get behind us. And Dirty, what's your favorite color? Eve would like to know what your favorite color is.
Red.
Hey, Lenny. Red.
Red.
All right. Well, that's going to piss SA Artistries off, but we'll try to fend her off. So if y'all could, there we go, Eve.
That's all right.
If we could get some red
Just let her
hearts
know.
in the
Just
chat
let SA
for
know. Northern Cali. Northern Cali.
She's from Texas, man. She ain't hearing nothing about no Northern Cali. So
She don't know.
y'all
She don't know
please
about
get a
the Cali politics,
screenshot.
right?
Please get a screenshot of the red hearts there and our good friend Dirty 530. Look at that, Dirty. Oh man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you.
Dirty, I love your journey, man.
You too,
I love
again.
your approach.
You know-
I love your art. And I'm gonna we'll do what we can over here to promote you. Even if Ash doesn't want us to, we're gonna do it anyway.
I'm looking forward to seeing
That's
your
right.
truck.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
wanna
No,
see
it's going to start here soon. Yep.
Nice.
Yes.
What's up, Lenny? So stay in touch with us, man. You got my number. Let us know when you got stuff coming out and when you got content coming out. heard that, freak. Let us know, man. And like I said, you got my number, dude. Hit me up. I'll get up with you here in the next 24 hours.
Will do.
And if you would please, Dirty, if you don't mind, man, would you please send me your Cash App link on my text messaging? Can you mind to do that?
Yes. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hit me there, and then I'll pull you up.
I got you.
And,
I'll send it to you as soon as we get off here.
All right, thank you, brother. Give me 24 hours or so to make it all happen, but I'll get that done for you. It'll happen sooner than that, but just want to make sure. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, everybody that supported this. I know it got messed up. We tried to do it live. I really wanted his images, his pictures, to be on live studios so that we'd have the better camera working. But sometimes we got to do it. We got whatever works, man. We just got to get there. So
It is what it is.
I'll drop this content, and then I'll try to get the content off of live studios because I was recording that, and I'll try to get them married together somehow and get it up. But we'll get that up over on the YTubes. You'll be able to catch Dirty 530, maybe both halves of his interview, at least the second half, but we'll get the first half somehow figured out. And
I'm over there
please,
too. Look
please,
me up
please
over there.
support this man.
I need some followers over there. If you do, please.
On favorited, you're on. Tell us all the places you're at. Favorited, YouTube.
I'm here. I'm on favorite. I'm on YouTube, Instagram. Yep. I have a Facebook, but that's like mostly family crap. You guys don't want to go on that. That's all drama.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate you, man.
That's right.
Thanks everybody for coming in. If I missed you in the chat, please forgive me. Ashman, you got anything, man? Any closing statements?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm just glad
All right,
to
Lars.
know this guy here, man. He's awesome.
We're gonna try to do some stuff
Thank
on
you.
Big O later tonight. We'll see. My back's giving me troubles. We're gonna have to see what happens here. But we will if nothing else, we'll catch you for a little while anyway. But Ashman is gonna be on over there
Hey, is
tonight
that
too.
is
We're gonna
that
try to
Big
do it.
O?
Yeah.
Is that Big O? Is it like this? Is it live streaming like this?
Very similar. Very similar.
Very
It looks
similar.
like a
All right.
dating app when you first
I'm
sign
gonna have to
up,
check
but
it
it's
out.
very similar.
Yeah.
It has a tiered system though. It has a system for it has a high requirement of how many hours you do each month to be in the paid tier system. But if you don't make it in the paid tier system, you get half of your gifts. But they incentivize think of it like a TV channel. It's more like people come watch your channel kind of thing. You know what I mean? It isn't quite as interactive as this
All right.
one is, but so Ashman and I'll be
All
over
right.
there tonight, late night. BIGO though, man. Check it out. You're already Volta. Ezra's over there too, man. Hit up Ezra, man. He'll help you out too for sure.
Yeah, he told me to go check it out. I just haven't done it yet.
Right on.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
Thank
Hey,
you,
thank
everybody.
you again. You have a good night. Thank you, Ash.
you too, brother.
Thank you, everybody. You guys all have a good night.
Thank you, Dirty.
Northern Cali, I'm out.
Thank you. Northern Cali, I'm out, he said. Let me give you all the full view of the Ash Man while we sign off here. Ash, thank you for riding through this bumpy ass show. Appreciate you, man. We're gonna get it figured out.
Yeah, no problem, man. It'll all even out soon.
Maybe, or we'll just have the next disaster.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, y'all. Ash, give me just a few minutes and I'll hit you up here. And then appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you for all the support, all the help. I know there's a bunch of folks in the chat that I didn't mention. Thank you all. Appreciate y'all. And much love to you all. Look out for each other. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, man.